Hello everyone, it is me, Louis aka Duncan Gaming, and today I will be talking about what I think are some of the worst pieces of Thomas merchandise to exist. Now obviously everything I'm saying here is my opinion. Some of these may be a bit controversial, some of you might like these, but it's just my opinion. It's just a video discussing my thoughts, and please try to be respectful in the comments. So without further ado, let's discuss some of these. So we have a really obvious one here, the Hornby Emily. Obviously the wrong basis, the face is huge and ugly. Nothing more I can say about this, we can all agree this is terrible. Next we have the Hornby Arian Bert. The shade of green looks weird, and for some reason they use Splatter and Dodge's face, which begs the question, why didn't they just make Splatter and Dodge instead of Arian Bert, but whatever. Next is Pac-Man Percy. We know how bad this guy is. Bad proportions, bad face, we all hate him. Well, most of us probably hate him, but he looks ugly, let's just say that. He also doesn't have a front coupler, what the f***? Okay, next we have the 2003 version of Wooden Railway Edward. I really do not like this Edward, he's too fat. He's way too fat. This is also a problem with the other blue engines, but his shade of blue is just too light in my opinion. And that face, oh god, that face is atrocious. Again, a problem with all the Wooden Railway Edwards, but he's got the wrong amount of wheels. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, even though it's not exclusive to this item. But seriously, I can't get over how ugly that face is. Definitely the worst of the main 7 in this era. It's so bad. Alright, here is the 2003 version of Wooden Railway Stepney. Again, way too fat. He's really blocky, and that face is disgusting. It looks like Buster, it doesn't look like Stepney. The original 96 version is so much better. Again, here we have a really obvious one, the 2003 version of a Wooden Railway Rheneas. White wheels, ugly shade of pink, too fat, and again, Sir Handel's face, just like the Takealong model, but at least the Takealong model is skinny and has black wheels, which it makes it somewhat better, and the face is painted better. This face is not painted good at all. Again, why Sir Handel's face? Seriously. Here we have the Wooden Railway Oil Tanker. Not bad on first glance, but the oil tankers in the show are black and this is red. You couldn't even get the colours correct. Next is the 2006 version of Wooden Railway Scruffy. The orange wheels look really ugly, that face is not it, and he's a bit fat as well. He looks really fat, and this is definitely not the best Scruffy. The original's face is so much better. Here is Wooden Railway George. I really do not like the proportions of this guy. The red just looks really plasticky and toy-like. And that face is awful. That is not George. Seriously, like, he's meant to be a mean character, and this looks like the friendliest machine on Sodor. Are you... Seriously, Wooden Railway, what are you thinking? Why didn't you give him an angry face like Bulgy? Here we have Brio Duck, and I really like most of the Brio engines, but Duck is definitely one of my least favourites. The green wheels do not suit Duck. I know there's a version with black wheels, but I'm adding the green wheels version just so I can have more to talk about. Duck with a red running board does not look good at all, and that face really isn't that good in my opinion. Brio's best point was definitely the faces for the engines. Most of them look really good, but Duck is definitely one of the worst ones in my opinion. And I'm now just noticing how large that number 8 is. Oh my goodness, way too big. Here we have the Trackmaster Peter Sam. Now everyone loves to go on about how Tommy Duncan is really long, and he is really long, but no one goes about how Peter Sam is also really long compared to his actual model, because I think Peter Sam is way too long. The funnel looks a bit too squashed, could have been a bit taller. The face is just not it. It looks quite ugly in my opinion. And again, static side rods, also a problem with Scar Lowy and Rheneas. Here is Ertl Diesel 10. The face of this guy is amazing, but the rest of him sucks. Pinchy's the wrong colour, his body's the wrong colour, he's got some like weird pink shit on the side of him, and he just reuses D199's base, which that does... It's like, Diesel 10 does not have 16 wheels. Jesus Christ, he's only got 8. Here is the Ertl Bluebell. If you've seen the prototype, it's so much better. The final just reuses Thomas's body. If you look at the lining on the side tank, that looks really ugly. That massive gap where the side tank is extended, that does not look good at all. And Thomas's face is replaced with a smokebox piece, and as a result, the smokebox looks really stretched forward. Here we have the Takealong Gordon, which is definitely the worst of the main 7. This is also a problem with Thomas and Edward, where the shade of blue is again way too bright in my opinion. The number 4 font is really not good, thank goodness they fixed it with Take and Play. He's got round buffers for some reason, and not the correct shaped ones, and his face is really, really bad. They really fixed him with Take and Play. The Take and Play version of him is so much better than the original Take Along. Oh, what's this? Another piece of shit George merchandise? Oh boy, round 2. Again, really happy, stupid looking face. George is meant to be a mean character. And like the wooden railway one, the shade of yellow and red is just way too bright and toy-like. If you want a good piece of George merchandise, just get the Ertl one. Good proportions, good colours, and an amazing face. Alright, we have the Take and Play D261. Okay face, but no bogies, and is really, really short. He's so short that I think he looks just really ugly. They should have made him a bit longer, the same length as Diesel 10 and 199. Alright, so I've got one more item to discuss, and well, with all the other items I've talked about before, I feel like a lot of people would probably agree with me, but this next one, I have never heard anyone talk bad about this, and it actually gets me a bit frustrated, because I genuinely do not like this item, and it's one of my favourite characters, and in my opinion, they butchered him, and no one talks about how bad this item is. So let's discuss the Capsule Play Rail Sir Handle. First off, I think his saddle tank is raised up way too high. If you look at Sir Handle, it's much lower and closer to his splashes, but it's just way too high here. The funnel is ridiculously tall. You're not Rheneas, you're not Duncan, you're meant to be Sir Handle, who's got probably the shortest funnel of the main narrow gauge steam engines. And finally, the thing I hate the most is the face. A lot of people don't realise this is actually Skarloey's face. Yeah, it is. It's probably based on the Season 8 ruler photos where he has Skarloey's face on, but yep, it's Skarloey's laughing face. You can tell by the nose and just the proportions of the face, and it looks really ugly. It doesn't even look like the actual Skarloey face. Not only is it on the wrong character, it doesn't even look accurate to the face it's meant to be. I just find it a bit bullshit how everyone complains how the Takealong Rheneas has Sir Handle's face, but the Capsule Play Rail Sir Handle with Skarloey's face gets a pass, and it really frustrates me. But yeah, that's pretty much the items that I really don't like. I might make a part 2 to this if I find out there's more I don't like, but for now, these are the items I really don't like. And I'll see you in the next video.